My name is Ethiopia Berta, and the ethical dilemma that I first came to mind, at least for me, and that I experienced directly was something that I experienced as an educator when I was working at a charter school here, actually in Washington, D.C. Something that myself and my colleagues faced was the issue around enrollment and whether or not we wanted to essentially stay complicit with the practices that our leadership and our network were implementing. At that time, the specific issue that created this dilemma was enrollment. And so, as a new charter school and as a small school, we were really pushing for re enrollment, pushing for our school to stay open, and with that demand required them to enroll scholars, but um, as a result of that, there was an over enrollment that took place. And so, for example, myself as a kindergarten teacher, I had 34 scholars in one room, which, as an educator, we all could collectively agree that that was unethical and not going to be something that we were complicit with. And so, one of the strategies that we managed to use and utilized, in which we actually opted for, was changing the policy within the system and within the organization via protesting and voicing and elevating our voices within that system. And so within that, again, we still believed in the school, we believed in the mission, we believed in what was possible, but we didn't want to show that we were complicit with those policies that were in place at that time. And so it was used in a variety of ways, utilizing parent voice, utilizing scholar voice, utilizing our own voices. And within that, we were able to ensure that the people that were implementing that policy and who had the ultimate decision on what happened in those classrooms were able to support. So not necessarily change that policy within that moment in real time, but we were able to provide supports or gain supports within that dilemma, which was again a very much an ethical dilemma for a lot of us who felt that it would be unethical to have that many children in one room, not having enough resources to properly serve each scholar. And so it did result with additional resources, additional staff being hired, additional supports being in place. So, in essence, the practice that we used and the methods that we used, I should say, using our voice, not necessarily issuing an ultimatum, which some people did opt to do. But essentially, within that time, that's what we did, and that's the results that we